I wanted Judge Michael P. Scopolidis to have a chance to explain something that I think is one of the most misunderstood concepts in separation and divorce, and that is joint legal custody. A lot of jurisdictions use that term. Some others talk about shared decision-making, shared parental responsibility. Your jurisdiction may use a term different from joint legal custody, but the concept is the same. Can you explain that concept?
It definitely is a misunderstood concept. Many people believe that joint legal custody means that when one parent has the children with him or her, they make all the major decisions. When the other parent has the children with them, they make all the major decisions, when in fact joint legal custody means that they will together make all of the major decisions for the children, including health care, education, religious training. So it's challenging to have true joint legal custody because it requires the parties to cooperate, put their heads together, and make these major decisions. Unfortunately, what happens is, instead of doing that, they go off on their own, and, for example, one parent will take the child to a psychiatrist, won't tell the other one, and then they'll say, well, I had the child with me, I got to make the major decision, and then the other parent does the same thing, so it's tit for tat. And we really don't have any kind of cooperative decision-making, which is not what joint legal custody is supposed to be about.
Yeah, I hope you'll take a look at a handout that we have linked to this video on joint legal custody. It's short, and I think the best explanation that I know about it, Judge, is with joint legal custody, parents who are separated make the major decisions in their children's lives in the same cooperative way they would make them if they were still happily together. So a couple that's happily together doesn't see dad taking the child to a psychologist without mom knowing about it, or choosing a psychologist without mom knowing about it, and mom doesn't, you know, take the child in for surgery or a tattoo or anything else without them deciding together. So if these were things that you would have decided together when you were happily together, then these would be things that you would decide together. And I also think that anytime somebody says, I think this would be important enough for us to decide together, decide it together. Be grateful that your co-parents coming to you saying, I want you to be included in this. There are a lot of advantages to using joint legal custody if you do it correctly, because you won't be excluded from decision making. There'll probably be better decisions because you'll have a larger pool of ideas, and you'll have everybody's hands-on commitment to that decision because they were part of it. Last word from you, Judge.
And remember that as you would have made these decisions when you were happily married, you're not always going to agree at first, so you need to work on it and not give up. And just as you work through making these decisions when you're together, you need to continue to work through and make them together when you're divorced.
One of the earmarks of a good divorce is that kids get as close an approximation as they would have had to their life if the family had stayed together. One of the things that kids have when their parents are together is joint decision making and joint execution on those decisions. Joint legal custody can be a way to do that. If you need some help in succeeding with it, get some counseling. But remember, it's the joint part, it's the cooperative part. It's not, I get to disadvantage you 362 days a year, and you get to, or 162 days a year, and you get to get me the other 200 days a year. Thanks very much for your insights.
You're welcome. Thank you.